All right, I just want to take a moment to speak about the setup as to the wall that you're going to be painting on. This is an image of my studio wall. And as you can see here, what I've done is I've put two sheets together, 4 feet by 8 feet, and built myself a square of 8 feet by 8 feet once it all comes together. And it's about a 1/4 inch plywood, which I've painted obviously. And you can see here by the sides, I'll just take you over to this side. What this is a 2x4 that supports the 1/4 inch in the front, 1/4 inch in the back. And I'll show you here, there is a triangle with another 2x4 and some wheels, okay, so that it's a mobile wall that you can basically move anywhere you'd like. If you have the ability to set something of this size in your room, I highly recommend it, simply because the mobility allows you to move it to one side or the other. Just kind of position it any which way that you would need it in your studio, which I find very convenient. Everything in my studio is on wheels, which I'll show you afterwards. But right now, I want to bring your attention to how to sustain and hold the canvas on the board, and I use these small screws, you see. And if I just go here by the side, you can see that the screws are all placed into the plywood, and they all stand out about, I would say, a 1/4 inch out from the piece of wood. And they are all spaced at about 14 inches from here to here. You see that? And then the subsequent ones to the side and more. And you can see them on the top row, okay? So the whole idea of this is that basically I can put my canvas on these screws over here, and when I'm done, or I want to work it a little higher, I just carry it higher up and then a little higher up, or just keep lowering it as the need is there. And the resistance that's offered pushes back onto my brush. It allows me to paint a lot more freely. And you know, I can exercise my emotion as to how I want to place the paint on the canvas, whether I want to go with a very light touch or a heavier touch with the brush. The other thing it also does is it gives me a place to pin stuff next to me that basically would act as a reference. As you can see here on my wall, I've got certain references, and then sometimes a lot of thoughts come to me as I'm painting, and I immediately jot them down. And then over time, as the canvas becomes filled with more and more paint, I simply paint right on top of it and start again with a white background. Now, if you don't have the means or the ability to be able to build this, I would suggest that you get yourself some thin pieces of long wood, such as this, okay? And you basically screw this piece of wood onto your wall right into the studs. So you drive one screw through the wood into your stud in the wall so that this will not fall off, okay? And then on top of the wood, you then place these nails on the top over here to the distance that I said, like about 14 inches apart. And you go ahead and you place about 4 of these. So you'll have like 1, then you'll have 2, then you'll have 3, and if you want to go down to 4, you just place a 4th one here, okay? These usually are about, I guess this one is 6 feet. This one is 6 feet long. You don't need more than that, really. It's fairly thin. I mean, this is 1/2 inch, but you can get the 1-inch ones also, which work. Quite flexible, inexpensive, and it makes a great support system for your wall. So that's a very efficient way of being able to build an easel that will give you much more flexibility. The small easels are fun to work with, but you know, make sure you get a very sturdy one, and that can set you off probably anywhere between $150 to $400 for the easel. Building a wall like this will probably cost you just a few screws, so we're talking about a couple of, you know, $4 or $5. If you end up buying the plywood, then you're probably looking about the same cost as an easel, but you have added benefits. And if you're just looking to do it With this piece of wood, you're probably looking about under $50 to set that up.